Welcome to Overtime. I'm your host, Nick Messer. In studio here with me tonight, I have South Decatur head coach Rodney Martin for football. I have head coach Devin Sutliff for South Decatur volleyball, and I have head coach Bethany Fromer, boys and girls cross country. How we doing tonight?
Really good.
Okay, we'll just start with cross country. Okay. So, Coach Fromer, how's it going? What highlights of the season?
So we just wrapped up the season at Brown County, which is a great course. A little bit bigger sectional to get out of, but the girls did great. We had lots of PRs, and that's what we want at sectional time. So you guys did awesome.
Seniors this year?
So we have Andrea Brogan is a senior, and then is there another senior?
Bree.
And Bree, little Bree, she is a senior. I keep forgetting that she's also a senior. So we have just 2 girls this year.
Okay, let's highlight some key points. What's some takeaways from the season this year that you're really proud of?
So despite our numbers, most of the time we were staying healthy, and we did have some downtime with these girls, but we finished the season with 3 boys and 5 girls. So we're, again, I think at the first show I talked a little bit about we are definitely at that rebuilding year. So we're just going to keep moving, and we'll keep recruiting.
Yeah, we did. We talked about camps and junior high. Mm-hmm. How'd junior high end up this year? I mean, you have numbers coming up.
We have a few coming up. Yes, we had Eli Allen and Nora Fromer go to the state meet, and so it was nice to be able to watch them at that level and get them excited about running as well.
Okay. So. Let's switch over here, do it a little different tonight. Well, let's go with, we'll introduce we have 2 cross-country girls in studio with us, so I'll let them introduce themselves. So just lean in there and speak into the mic, introduce yourself.
I'm Sophia Powers.
I'm Summer Masters.
Okay. Welcome to Overtime. Glad to have you. Glad to have athletes on here tonight. So what would you say, Sophia, what would you say is a positive, or what stood out? What excited you most this year?
Everyone was very caring. I liked the community. Even like girls that didn't go to our school, everyone was very helping you get into the season.
Okay. What about you, Summer?
Maybe just like the running together and like all the laughter that comes with it, and making ice cream while we ran.
Yes.
Okay. So I asked the Greensburg runners that were on here the last time, what do you tell yourself when you come into that last stretch and you know you got, I don't know, 200 yards left or so? What are you telling yourself?
I just convince myself to keep pushing. I really think about the more I keep pushing myself, the more I can improve throughout time. So that's what keeps me going. So good.
Okay. Summer, what are you telling yourself that last 200 yards? You know the finish line's coming up.
I have to beat the girl in front of me.
Okay. Okay. You just keep telling yourself that?
Yeah, I was that girl.
All right, then, Summer, stand on that. Let's say you're 1.5 miles into your run. What are you thinking about? Are you singing a song to yourself? Are you counting steps? Are you, doing your math, doing your science in your head? I mean, what are you doing halfway through that run?
Counting the K's.
Okay.
Till it's over.
Hopefully she's looking at the next jersey.
Yeah.
Try not to die.
Okay. Sophia, what about you? What are you doing halfway through that race?
I'm really just thinking about random songs and trying to convince myself to keep going.
So just something to take your mind off
my
of.
Pace. Yeah. That's about it.
That's good. How would you say, Sophia, your leadership changed throughout the year this year?
Whenever I first came in, I didn't really talk to anybody. I didn't even know what I was doing, and I moved up, and I got all conference. I moved my way up through the team. So, yeah.
Yep. This is Sophia's first year, so for her to come out and improve 8+ minutes from the start was really great. So she didn't even know what cross country was all about. She just showed up.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Random decision.
Summer, how did you see your leadership role change on the team this year as you guys progressed through the season?
I don't know.
I mean, did you see yourself taking more responsibility, been a motivator, been the come on, let's
yeah.
go person, or were you the I got you, jump on my back, let's go?
Yeah.
Yeah, which one?
Basically, Sophia.
It's as someone that doesn't know cross country and seeing Summer in the hallway, she's gotten a lot more confident this year with running. Now, when she's striding through the halls after a meet, you can just tell she's very proud of her ability. And she's gotten a lot of recruitments going on. So she's just a little being humble right now. But she's done an excellent job.
I think that she really jumps in with the junior high and gets them motivated to do what they're supposed to do because they're younger and they don't like to do it all. But
You know what, though? That's good because as Coach Frommer and I talked on here last time, building a program with low numbers is a necessity. And so getting the elder runners or players or whatever to show that leadership and help with those younger kids is a key part of growing a program. Let's just talk about pregame meal. What do you eat? What do you eat before a race? Take me through the whole day. What do you?
We're supposed to drink a lot of water.
Okay.
Me and Summer are not the best at that.
Okay.
Maybe 1 or 2 Red Bulls a day.
Yes.
That's about it.
And we teach the kids about nutrition and hydration. We do.
2 or 3 Red Bulls and then a granola bar. And
We drink
a
some
Nuwala.
water,
Okay.
a little bit.
You got a pre-meet ritual? Are you superstitious? Do you
I drink water 10 minutes before the race.
you drink water 10 minutes before the
I
race?
don't.
Yep.
I don't do that.
All right.
For morning meets, I don't even eat anything before because I feel like I'll get sick. I'll probably eat like some snacks before a regular meet, maybe some chips or something. That's about it.
Okay. Summer, what are you eating before a meet?
Nothing really. I guess a granola bar maybe.
So where do you guys get your energy to run?
The caffeine.
Really?
What happens when that sugar and B12 runs out?
You know,
Then you just sleep.
one day you just show
Can't
up and
sleep
you're
in the
like,
meet.
you just show up, you run through miles, and
I mean,
go home.
why don't you talk about what you eat either the night before or protein ice cream is what we made.
Yes,
Yeah.
we made
Yeah.
protein ice cream.
I didn't eat it.
And it was really fun.
I didn't eat
Okay.
it.
It was yummy.
Do you have a pre-meet or well, I'm assuming you can't listen to music while you run. What do you listen to? What's on the
Anything. I mean, sometimes I listen to slower music, and slower music will help me, like, calm my breathing down. But if I listen to something with more beats, it'll help me keep my pace with my feet and my steps. So it doesn't really matter what I listen to, just whatever comes on.
Okay. Summer, what do you listen to? Do you listen to have a
I listen to like rap as I run.
Okay. Does that change your
Yeah.
breathing and does it make you run faster or
Yeah, and
Okay.
more focused.
more focused? Okay.
Helps
So
me not think.
as the season's over, how do you what are you looking forward to next year? Like how do you see yourself as a leader next year?
Hopefully leading more to the team to get all conference.
Yes, yes. I hope I make all conference next year. I'm looking forward to more improving because this year, whenever I first started, I feel like a lot of that time was me going towards learning what to do and like getting myself to learn how to run properly. But now that I'm there, like I feel like I can keep moving forward and yeah.
Summer, how do you see your role? What goals do you have for next year?
Maybe just like getting more people to come join or at least try it.
Okay. Yeah, and helping out, like I said, with the junior high and camps and being that leader, it'll pay off. So, all conference, walk us through that. Both of you are all conference.
Yes.
So, let's let everybody know, what does that mean, all conference?
We run at like a meet with 10 schools I think. No, there was
7.
I don't know. And you just gotta get like top 10, and then you just go have a little banquet.
Okay.
That's I
Yeah, that-
discovered it.
It's a huge accomplishment, though. I
Yeah.
mean, don't be humble about it. I mean, you're all conference. It's-
You got the most humble girls.
Yeah.
I mean, just call it like it is. You made all conference and celebrate it. I mean, that's a tough task. I don't care if you're 6A, 5A, 4, 3, 2, 1. You make all conference. You make sectional team. You make whatever, that's an accomplishment. It doesn't matter. So don't let people classify it as, oh, you're all conference in 1A or all conference at South Decatur. It doesn't matter. You're all conference. That means you were better than people in that conference. So get excited. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'll bring you guys back on here in just a little bit. Let's switch gears. Let's go volleyball.
Right.
So we'll switch here, and let's bring on
My voice is big.
head coach Devin Sudliff.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome back. Take us through the successes of the season. Let's hit some high points.
So
Maybe some senior superlatives or something. Let's hit those first.
Oh, we only had one senior this year, though.
Okay,
Reagan
well, how'd you do?
Harrison. Reagan did amazing this year. This was her first year playing full-time varsity. I tried to get her to come today, but I couldn't find her at school. She's been hiding out on me, I think. But she has done an excellent job of taking that senior leadership role and running with this team this year. She kind of started out a little soft-spoken because she wasn't used to being one of the varsity girls, the top runner on there. But then throughout the season, she just became more strong. She was able to make tougher decisions, have those good conversations with the girls. She was one that I always called her my little ray of sunshine because every time we played, she always kept us happy. Her and Lainey Seegers. And I'm just so proud of Lil Reagan. She did amazing coming in this year as being my only senior and just leading these girls to a pretty successful season. We had about a 500 season, which is more than what I expected. We're a very young team still, so it was really awesome to watch the girls grow and play this season.
What are some key takeaways or highlights on the year? Proud moments as a coach.
Oh, there's so many. Probably my proudest was at Greensburg. When we played Greensburg, our girls had a fire underneath them, and they came out, and that was the first time I've ever seen Greensburg actually be a little scared for a little bit there. And our girls kept with them. Obviously, we did unfortunately lose, but it was amazing to see our girls hustling and playing as hard and coming together as a full team against Greensburg. That was probably my favorite match of them to watch. And then facing sectionals when we faced North Decatur. Sectionals is always fun to watch, and our girls played out strong. I think just being a young team, only having 2 girls that's ever played a sectional kind of hindered us a little bit in it, but the girls did amazing.
Yeah, the atmosphere. Anytime you get north-south together,
it's electric. It's amazing.
It's an electric atmosphere, and to be back in the sectional championship is an accomplishment itself.
Oh, yeah.
But to be playing north, to have that atmosphere, I mean, not to take away from anybody else in there, but it adds a little extra. It always does, and it's.
Oh, yeah.
So what are we looking forward to next year? What's some goals or what's some things we're going to work on next year?
So being a little bit stronger with our hits. Our outsides, Liz and Delilah, they've been doing excellent, but we got a little bit more fine-tuning to do with them. Make sure they stay behind the ball a little bit better. Luckily, we're fortunate. We have such a young team that, only having 1 senior, we're still coming back with just as strong team as what we had this year. So we can only go up. Taylor Summers, we'll have her again. She's our big setter middle that we have. And then we got the Bench twins coming back, and they're a force to be reckoned with. Those girls can hit like nobody's business. And then we'll have Lainey Seegers, my other little Raina Sunshine. She's coming back. And Kennedy Sundle, she did a really great job on the right side. I'm going to fine-tune her blocking a little bit and getting her more effective with her right side attack. But it's going to be another great year next year, that's for sure.
What about numbers coming up? You
So hopefully we had a full team of 8th grade this year, which was something that we didn't have in the years past. I think we had to pull, when they were 7th graders, we had to pull up 6th graders, so we didn't have to do that. So we should have about 8 or 9 girls coming out next year to kind of help build and get that strength. And we've got a lot of good girls coming up that I think are going to be benefits to our team for sure.
What are leadership roles? Who did you see grow? I don't want to say the most, but who really grew as a leader this year? Who stepped up? Maybe somebody you didn't think would and surprised you, or maybe somebody that you knew that did, that you're like, God, I'm glad we had her step up.
Taylor Summers always does an excellent job leading. She really surprised me with her sister leaving Michaela. She did an excellent job of kind of filling in Michaela's role with the team. But the girl that really surprised me most was Elizabeth Bennett. She really grew into her leadership skills this year. She did an excellent job keeping the girls' heads up, putting in that time and effort outside the gym. And she has just been an excellent job just leading the team, doing drills, not getting down on herself, and just keeping the high energy this year. So I was very proud of Elizabeth.
What's next? Off season, got camps, got team camps.
Yeah, we'll have our elementary camp coming up in the spring. I need to talk to Nicole about when we're going to do that. Our numbers are always really good in that one, so we'll be out there getting those camps going, and then we'll probably have some open gyms in the spring. Try to get some maybe other people to come out and try out and see if they like volleyball or not. That's how we got Lainey Seegers. I dragged her to one of our open gyms one day. She fell in love with it, and now she's one of my starting varsity players. So hoping I can maybe get a couple more of those girls going. But it's only up. South isn't done with volleyball, that's for sure. Not yet.
You got some young talent coming up.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I keep telling every school that's been on here. There's not that the current isn't talented. I'm not taking away from anybody currently, but there's a pocket at all the schools that have talent trapped in like 4th through 7th grade, 8th grade that all the schools kind of need to hurry up and like, all right, come on, let's go grow and add to that talent that's already there.
Oh, yeah.
Seniors next year, you'll have how many?
4. I gotta look at Mr. Martin, make sure I'm not forgetting any.
Potentially, how many? Yeah, 4.
Potentially 4.
So you'll have more leadership. You'll have 4 step up that have that experience.
Yeah. And those seniors are excellent girls. So Taylor Summers, Liz Bennett, Lainey Seegers, and Kennedy Sundell. Yep. So we've got good leadership next year for sure.
Okay. We are going to pause here for a little break, and then we'll come right back with South Decatur head football coach Rodney Martin. This is Overtime, and we will be right back. Welcome back to Overtime. I'm your host, Nick Messer, joined in studio by a few coaches and a few players. We just heard from the South Decatur volleyball coach, Devin Sutliff, and the cross-country head coach, boys and girls head coach, Bethany Fromer. And we have in studio all-conference, Sophia Powers and Summer Masters. Again, thanks for joining us. We're going to switch gears here in this segment and talk to South Decatur's head football coach, Rodney Martin. Coach, welcome.
Hi, how are you this evening?
The tired Rodney Martin.
Very tired.
You guys just got back from fall break, though.
We did, but, fall break, we got back from fall break, but fall break also included volleyball sectional, included, week 9 of the football season. So fall break, yes, it included cross-country sectionals. I mean, it still included everything other than going to class every day. So
yeah, not much downtime.
No,
breaks. Must be nice. I don't even hit fall break till next week.
Oh, wow.
So I'm trying to hold the line as long as I can. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. So ours is with Fayette County because of the Career Center.
Yeah.
So, yep, we're a late one. About 2 weeks behind every break, well, except Christmas. So
right.
But all right. Last week, good win.
It was.
Solid win, 47
to 6.
6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Crimson Knights out of Indianapolis. There's a homeschool group of kids. But man, they have some players. I know, there's that misconception that it's kind of like when we say we used to always play Indiana Deaf School, and we've played some other charter schools before, and we've played the homeschool teams. And there's always a misconception that when you tag a team with a homeschool, or that's the deaf school, or it's a charter school, that they don't know how to play football. Well, that's not the case at all. They were a very solid team. They had 2 defensive ends that were really good players, and their quarterback he had a solid arm and he could run. But our kids they bounced back from the week before when we went down to Milan and played. We played well. I know the score doesn't indicate it, and if you just look at the score of that game, people would think the same thing. But it's the little things that you don't realize happen in a game just by looking at the score in the paper. But yeah, so it was a good win. It was a good way to finish the regular season, get our kids some confidence. The guys they've had a really, really good week of practice leading into this Friday as we travel down to Eastern Green to open up the sectional.
Coach Slager and I have talked on here on and off the air several times about so many people look at the score. And that's all they look at. They look at the score, they look at the sets, they look at the times, and they don't look at what happens leading up to that.
Exactly.
And so we're always, my question to him is always like, what's your growths? Like, what are you seeing that fans that just look at the score?
Right.
So same question for you. What are you seeing outside the score improving?
Yeah, what I see in our team is a group that 23 kids strong. Two are out for the remainder of the season. We've got most of our kids back. I think this Friday we should have all our kids back other than the 2 that are out for the season. But what I am seeing from our group, like I said, 23 strong with only 4 seniors, 4 juniors, and the rest are freshmen and sophomores. What I've seen is, even at Milan 2 weeks ago, we go down there. We're coming off the week that we had to cancel due to injuries. Had a lot of negativity that week from just everywhere.
Outside noise.
I'll
call it.
As
host of Overtime, I'll say it for you. Outside noise is poison.
Yeah.
Amen.
A lot of outside noise, as you say, negativity. And the players hear that. They hear what's being said. They hear everybody talking. But what we saw at Milan, and like you said, anybody looks in the paper and sees that score and they're going to be like, oh, they got they got it handed to them again. What we saw that night with our guys was a team that came together. They played well. They played together as a team. They had each other's backs that night. And even though Milan physically bigger and faster than we are at the current moment, our guys went out there and battled. And what we saw and what we've seen all year is they continue to grow. And, we're playing a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores this year. And for them to be able to go out and manage an entire varsity season, it kind of culminated a little bit there at the Milan game with just their attitudes and the way they came together. And like I said, the way you didn't hear one negative thing come from their mouths when things didn't go well. We just kept, and that's what we've been preaching, things aren't going to be perfect. We don't expect them to be perfect, but when things aren't or they don't go the way you want them, you got to forget that and move on. And we've been preaching that, and our kids have really bought into that. And then, we come out last week, and it was difficult having been on fall break and trying to come in for practice every day because you're just not in that routine. But they came out last Friday and, showed all of that as they came together and got the win there to finish the regular season. And they're excited. We've had a great week of practice moving forward this week as we enter the sectional. But, what the people don't see is the growth that these kids internally and socially and just learning to be good teammates and good people to each other. That's what they don't see necessarily when you just look at the scoreboard.
Well, the fact that you guys pieced together a team, I'm going to say that because you're shutting down. You shut down, don't play.
Right,
and that's a loss.
Yeah.
That's people don't realize that you sacrificed a loss.
Yeah.
Not playing that and the homecoming.
Yeah.
And that's a difficult decision to make regardless. Even if that was an inclement weather decision, that's still a tough decision to make for a significant night. Those are always the toughest for admin and ADs to come together and what we're going to do. But just to have the determination and the grit to put together a team to go play Milan, who's one of the most physical teams in southeastern Indiana, year in, year out, should be an accomplishment in itself.
And it was, and that's what we told our guys is you came out, we bounced back only to, have to face one of the top two, if not the North's pretty physical themselves, but Milan's always physical. For us to bounce back and go out there and for them to play the game that they did against that type of physical, mature team was just amazing in my eyes and our coach's eyes, and we were very proud of them that night.
So you got momentum going this week, sectionals, and this one's 7:30.
7:30 start, yes.
At Eastern Green.
At Eastern Green.
And here for the outside noises, as host, I can say these things. For those of you that are outside noise, Eastern Green is coming to play. Mm-hmm. They don't care about record because it's sectional. Everybody's 0-0. It's new. It's win or go home for everybody. Mm-hmm. And so Eastern Green is coming to play no matter what. They're going to show up. They're going to play the best game they can play that entire game. The fans are going to show up. So coming off a win last week and playing a week after you shut down, what's really needed is a strong fan base to support them in a very, very winnable game at Eastern Green. So whether or not you're thinking about traveling or not, I highly suggest you do travel because Eastern Green's going to play.
They are.
Whether you support, whether you're outside noise, inside noise, whatever, they're going to show up and play. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that cancels that out is a strong fan base.
Right. And
a strong student section because that's what matters to players all the time. I hear it every day, about where were you guys at? It's fall break or it's parent conference and, where were you at? And they hear the fan base.
Right.
And they hear the student section, and it matters. And come sectional, regional, however far you go, it matters even more. So that's my take on it. Need to travel. Need to show up because they're going to show up. And I don't care if they were playing at your place at South. Eastern Green's going to show up. And they're going to show out regardless because it's win or go home.
That's right. And, that's pretty much the way I opened, at least with our players to a certain degree, that's the way I opened the week up with is, you can throw the records out. Yeah, they've won one game, but let's dissect and look at the schedule that they've played. They have played a very solid, tough schedule. I said, so you can't always just look at what their win-loss record is. I said, we're going to face the 2-hour bus ride. Okay, we've done that one other time this year, so it's not going to be something completely new to us when we had to travel to Crawford County, which was 2.45, something like that. So that's nothing new. But right from the start this week, I said, throw the records out. Both teams are going to come to play. Because now it's win or move on. If we lose, we're done, and we start looking towards next year. But this group, they're not ready to just give it up. They're ready to go out, and there's no doubt in my mind they're going to go out, and they're going to show up too, and they're going to give everything they got. And of course, I want to win a football game, but what I want is for our kids to continue to grow and mature and go out there and play like they're capable, because that's really the one thing that I want more than anything out of our football team is to break that mentality of well, if we lose, it's okay. No, it's not okay. Go out and finish the season, and if it's a better team and they just outplay you and you get beat, it helps to know that if they were just better, but that's how we've been approaching this week. It's win or go home.
And I've seen that growing in athletes as a coach myself. I see that more and more, that kids become okay or good enough with a loss. Well, we held them to X amount of points, or well, I had 30 points. I'm okay with that. It's almost like it's a standard or a culture that coaches hate because it develops faster than the positive culture.
Right.
It always does.
It always does.
So I don't know why that is, but there's a lot of teams that are going in sectional. I just had this conversation with the coach a couple of days ago. There's a lot of teams around here in this area that are hungry for wins that haven't won in a playoff in a sectional in a long time, and they're hungry.
Yeah.
And I look for a lot of these big teams to get knocked off. I really do.
And to end our practice today, when we had our little team meeting, I just asked him, said, when was the last time we won a game in the sectional? Because football sectional is a little different than all the others. I know cross country is just one meet, but volleyball is all done within a 1 week period. Basketball's done. Football is a 3-week period. You only play one game a week, and so it's every Friday, and it takes 3 weeks. So, it's a little more difficult to win a football sectional because it just spread out over such a period of time. But I asked our team, when was the last time we won a football or a game in the tournament? And my senior, Layden Ponsler, immediately popped up. Said 2017. I said 2017 was the last time we won a football game in the sectional tournament. I told our guys, let that sink in. Now let's go. We've got one more day to work, and then let's go change that. So our guys are pretty fired up about it.
Good to hear. How are injuries looking? I mean, I'm not that Eastern Green's listening, because I'm going to be honest, people listening right now, I'm struggling to get people to listen to this, and I love this show. I think it gives back to the athletes in the school so much. But injuries, I mean, is it you getting better?
Oh, yeah, we're much better. Like I mentioned, I think just a little bit ago, we've got 2 weeks ago we were looking at that week that we canceled. We were looking at being able to put about 13 kids on the football field, and we just couldn't do that. But we've got everybody back. We've got 2 that, like I said, are out for this season. So we'll be dressing 21 Friday night, which is where we were prior to the Switzerland County week. So we're back to what we were prior to that, full force with what we have.
And again, a very winnable game.
Very.
I mean,
very
it's
winnable.
Not like your draw was like the number 1 and 1A. I mean, you got a very winnable game.
Yeah, no, it's a very winnable game. And our guys, we watched a lot of film Monday, and you got to be careful with film, because sometimes if you're not accustomed to watching a lot of film, you can get deceived. Sometimes teams look better on film than what they really are, and sometimes they don't look so good. Then you show up on that Friday night, and it's like, well, that is not what I saw on film. So we try, when we're watching film with our guys, to keep an even keel. We try to stay the same week to week, and point out the weaknesses and maybe some of their strengths, each team, and so our guys. I think they've truly really watched it this year, and they see that hey, there's some things that we can do, and like I said, they're excited and they're ready to. I think Tuesday I had a few of them were like, "Do we really have to wait till Friday?" Well, unfortunately we do, but I know you want to play now, and I do too. But let's take care of what we got to take care of first, and then we'll go Friday.
So are you guys leaving early, team meal before you go?
We'll have a team meal, but no, we won't. We'll be leaving. Our bus driver, I think she's trying to finagle it to where she can get there about 4 o'clock. So we're hoping that, hopefully we're getting there about 6 o'clock, which will still give us plenty of time to get ready. And that's the one thing I've learned, at least with our team. If you give them too much time at the game, then it just, they lose focus. If I kind of like to get there, give them maybe a half hour tops to get ready before we go out and start warming up. We get much longer than a half hour, and then you just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Okay, so just to reiterate for everybody, that's at Eastern Green, 7:30, sectional. So make sure you're showing up, supporting the Cougars down there.
Right. And if you do plan on going, the IHSA graciously raised the prices of the sectional this year to $8 a ticket.
I wish IHSA was listening. They've been on a hot topic of mine a lot. I would love, and again, I get that, like the EIAC, they have, beautiful fields, beautiful complexes. Not that the 1As and 2As don't, but they don't always get to experience that. I would love to see, instead of driving to Eastern Green, why are you guys not playing at B South, B North? Meet halfway.
Yeah.
Like, those fields are amazing. Like, for a 1A school to have that opportunity to play on those nice fields, nice facilities. Weather's always iffy this time of year with wind and rain and everything. I mean, give the 1As, 2As that don't have those opportunities an opportunity to play. And
I agree. That would be
a
great thing, and it would reduce. I mean, you look at a couple of the games in our sectional, like we're traveling 2 hours on Friday. West Washington, which if nobody knows where West Washington is, it's about a half hour, maybe not half, about 20 minutes west of Salem, Indiana, and they're having to travel all the way to Knightstown, which is, according to Google Maps, is about 2.5 hours. So what happens is just a lot of the money that is earned within the sectional goes back to just paying for transportation and things like that, because some of the transportation is just for our sectional, we're just spread out all over the place in whole southeastern Indiana.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, that's been a hot topic on here with Coach Stern, Coach Sliger, and yourself. I mean, we've been talking about it. Now, of course, again, your bigger schools, they do have the nicer facilities.
Yeah.
But especially later on in that tournament, I would love, sectionals, you want to host home, fine. But as you go further, I think it should be more neutral and not just to say, oh, it's a neutral site. But I've been there. I know what it takes from a staff, concessions, ADs, coaches. You're putting so much time and energy to host it that often it takes away from the excitement of playing in those big games.
Yeah, and when you're hosting football, especially, you're supposed to take down you're supposed to make your own place as neutral as possible. Like, you're supposed to take down your senior banners, and you're supposed to, not have certain things up, and so you're supposed to make it as neutral as possible. If you're supposed to make it neutral, then I've always thought, I could, maybe in the early rounds I get playing at home venues like this, but definitely you get to the championship, or you would think there would be some venues that you could look at that you could potentially play in some nicer facilities. And I'm not bashing ours, because I know North and South, I know our school board over the years and everything, they have given us, I was just talking to one of our coaches the other day, and we're standing out there, it was last Thursday during our walkthrough practice, and standing out on our field, and you look over and you see our practice field, and I know North has a full practice field too, and it's just like, we really do have, for a small rural school like South, like North, we have some really nice facilities. Of course, is there room for improvement? Of course there are, but you get in this time of year, a turf field would be nice, of course, because then you don't have to necessarily worry about rain or the mud or how cold it is.
I think it also adds. It's a mental game because they're going to feel like they've made the big time, right?
Yep.
You put a freshman, sophomore, whatever on there. I mean, they're going to feel like, hey, all right, now we matter. Let's go,
Sure,
right?
sure.
And I don't know. I would love to see that change. And again, I know the argument from the bigger schools are like, why are we going anywhere? We have those facilities.
Exactly.
Great, you have those, but there's schools that don't, that would like to experience that, and I think it's possible. And my other gripe this year is stop drawing, seed the sectionals. Like I stop drawing, just seed them.
Yeah, I know the Indiana Football Coach Association a few years back. Not a few; it's just been within the last 3 or 4 probably. That was one proposal that they kind of shot to the IHSA was try, seed the sectionals. They didn't like that. Okay, is there some way we can figure out how to seed even the top 2 teams and put them on opposite sides of the bracket and then blind draw maybe? But, all that's been shot down. Every other state around us seems to know how to seed and make the playoffs and everything. But I just think they don't want to budge on the uniqueness of the blind draw. But, like last year, there were a couple sectionals that had two top 10 teams playing right from the get-go.
Yeah,
but
and that's hard. And
it is what it is.
And I keep telling listeners, you don't make money. There is no money to make come sectional time. It goes in the kitty. All the schools get divvied up. I think the host school gets a little more for like
$100, I think,
for transportation or something. It doesn't go far.
No,
but
it doesn't.
But we'll see how it goes.
It will.
And good luck to everybody out of this area. And it's just a bummer if the draw, because our current sectional for this area with North South. I mean, Greensburg obviously is the EIAC, but with North and South, if they draw each other, that's the biggest, most electrifying draw. And so having that out, win or lose, like that's the one that brings the people. And not to take away from the higher seeds in there or whatever, but then you're out. So we'll see how they do. But switching gears, as we start to wrap up here, I'm going to bring junior Sophia Powers and sophomore Summer Masters back to the mic. Now, you guys since you listen all the time, right? You're avid listeners of Overtime.
Absolutely, they are.
You can say that. Yeah.
Yeah. People are watching. Shake your head. Yes. There. We do a final take where I give you an opportunity to say what you want to say or thank who you want to thank. So I will be quiet and you get the floor. And so this is Sophia Powers, junior all-conference South Decatur cross country. Final take.
There's just a few things I want to comment on about my season. I'm thankful for the coaches. The coaches were very helpful with getting me into shape, getting me to learn and do what I need to do. And then everyone we really went up against, every girl was very helpful. Like, they'll encourage you to keep running. Girls on our team. I mean, that's about it.
Okay. Summer Masters, sophomore, all conference South Decatur girls cross country. Final take.
I just want to thank the coaches and then just say how, no one understands really until you're in the race, but how encouraging, girls from other schools really are. And even some of the guys, it's honestly a great sport to be doing. Yes, it's tough, but, the encouragement and, just the happiness that is in it is just great. You just walk in and you just feel the mood change.
Well said. Of course, if I were running, it'd be a lot of consoling. You can do it, Master. Come on. Quit crying. Get moving.
The encouragement,
The race hasn't even started.
the encouragement works. You get that 3 miles in.
If you think about it, on our Saturday meet last Saturday, I was hyperventilating at the start line.
Last Saturday meet, we all thought it was going to be rough. I mean, we were coughing. We were all like, oh, this is not going to be good. And near the end, I mean, me and Summer were running together.
Yeah,
we were holding hands through it. I mean,
honestly.
it really brings everybody more together than you
dragging
think.
each other up
It
front.
must be a cross-country thing because Coach Davis was on here with a couple of his girls last week, and they were talking about the power of the hug, and they're like, we hug a lot.
Honestly, yeah.
I mean,
The football team did not. I said, I told Greensburg football, maybe you hug more. Maybe it worked. Maybe it worked.
Honestly, we're all sweaty and we're huddling.
I mean,
We started doing cougar jacks before every race.
There you go.
Prayers.
They're bad.
Keep it all
All
together.
right, we're going to bring in volleyball coach Devin Sutliff for her final take. And Coach Sutliff, I did not talk about your lone all-conference. Do you want to hit that real quick and then final
Yeah,
take?
so we got lucky. We are placed in overall second in conference, but we got Taylor Summers as our all-conference girl, and much deserved. But we also had a lot of girls that got honorable mention, which is just it's just as great of an accomplishment. But yeah, Tay definitely earned it. Moving forward, though, all I can say is South Decatur volleyball is still one to watch. We've got a lot of incoming talent coming up in the next few years, and we're going to be tough. Our girls, I think, kind of going from a win of sectionals to a loss kind of, I think, ignited some of those girls a little further, left that little sour taste in. So I think next year they're going to become ready, and they're going to really fight to claim that title once again. So, but I would say Lady Cougars, keep watching us because we're not done.
All right, sliding over here to South Decatur cross-country coach Bethany Fromer. Final take.
All right, I just also want to mention that I had one academic all-state, and that's Brooklyn Ortman. And so for those who don't know what that is, it's you definitely have to have the GPA, the test scores, and as well be on the sectional roster. So I just want to give her a big shout-out for that. That's a huge accomplishment. Overall, as many of the years that I've been coaching, it's always about the improvement and the PRs at the end, and just the perseverance that running gives you, and that it's definitely just something that takes you into life. So you build strong character, and then you're going to see that later when you guys go in to get jobs and you have to work for a living. So, but I just want to keep encouraging those athletes who are thinking about joining. I definitely don't want to take away from those who are already out, but I've always had good feedback and good comments about those basketball boys who are in shape when it comes to season, even for track athletes. And we're already starting into track conditioning this week, and my kids are already asking, when are we starting to lift? So I guess we'll start in November. So we're into track season now.
All right. South Decatur football coach Rodney Martin. Final take.
Final take. Well, fortunately, we're back in the MIFC. The conference has reformed. So here in another week or so, we should know if we've received any all-conference players. We definitely have a few that we feel strongly would deserve that recognition. But, when that comes about, we'll share that. But, we heading into sectional this week. Our guys they're hungry. They're really fresh. You would think by the time we'd get here that they would be beat up and just, kind of tired, but they had a lot of energy today. So they are not anywhere near where I thought they might be at the beginning of the season when it came. But one of our goals was to keep them as fresh as possible, and I think as a coaching staff we've done that, and they're eager. So, we definitely need the support. And we're gonna show up Friday night and give Eastern Green everything they can handle.
All right, and like I said earlier, for South Decatur and Greensburg and North Decatur, same concept. It's 0-0. It's sectionals for football. Whether you show up and support them, there's going to be a game played. There's going to be a winner and loser, and so you could make a difference, make some noise. So, Sophia Powers, Summer Masters, South Decatur Girls Cross Country, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Head coach, volleyball head coach Devin Sutliff, thank you for joining us in studio.
It's always a pleasure.
Head coach Bethany Fromer, cross country, South Decatur, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And Coach Rodney Martin, South Decatur head football coach, thank you for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
As always, we're trying to build this for the student athletes here in our county, and that's our goal. And again, we're having them live in studio. We have one more show that next Wednesday, 6 o'clock, that will be it will be our last fall season show. And then we'll be shifting into our winter season with basketball and wrestling and the other sports during that time. So make sure when you see our post on WTRE, make sure you like it, share it across all platforms. Let's get these student athletes the recognition they deserve. I'm your host, Nick Messer, and this has been Overtime.